Atiku Abubakar has fired back at the presidency after presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga described his U.S. lobbying campaign as self-defeating and an affront to Nigeria's sovereignty, and shockingly declared that if Atiku were Chinese, he would be rotting away in jail. Atiku dismissed the statement as proof that the administration has chosen diversion over disclosure and insults over accountability, insisting that raising questions about publicly available records is not an attack on Nigeria's sovereignty, insisting that accountability is not foreign interference, but a fundamental democratic obligation. And, this is what I was talking about, the attack. I'd like your comment on it. And, Dr. Bat, you can wrap up on that, your thoughts.
I thought Frank Shaibu, Senior Special Assistant to Atiku Abubakar's statement and response to Mr. Bayo Onanuga was quite apt. The truth is that we on this table already had said a lot of the things that Mr. Bayo, in fact, I feel like he was watching this show and got a few points from here. Around, number one, an attack on, just questioning why Mr. Atiku Abubakar would challenge Nigeria's sovereignty by heading to the United States with this information. That was one. Number two was also talking about the fact that he had a case to answer. Rufai, you mentioned that yesterday, so it was quite interesting to see that his comment. And the response was, stop distraction, stop deflection tactic, answer the main crux of the matter. The main crux, which is asset forfeiture, which Mr. Onanuga did not in any way, address directly. All he
did. He said that.
That's why I said directly. The particular one, I said directly. The particular one that was raised again were certain disclosures that were made anew, and they did acknowledge the fact that in the Supreme Court had ruled that it had no bearing with local elections, but that actual issue of whether or not there was asset forfeiture and what the implications of that was has not yet been settled. And he mentioned in his statement that ought to be done. Let's just settle this matter once and for all. That is what that new statement by Frank Shaibu made. Going back to contest of ideas, which ought to be the level at which we play politics, and I just feel like it's such a disservice and cheating the people of a viable, proper intellectual debate when it comes to the kind of leaders that we ought to choose, instead of mudslinging. In fact, if I asked this morning, is that now part of the work of the presidential spokesman, which is just to sit down and just talk about someone and say, oh, this, and the same vein, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that jab at Atiku, even though he didn't mention his name. Let me just say, though, that in fairness to this administration, pensions have been paid. In fact, I understand that there are some recoveries made by the EFCC in terms of asset forfeiture that has gone towards the civil service and ensuring that pensioners are paid. Yes. So that's one thing this administration has done quite well. But other things still persist. From President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his own campaign manifesto is already being read by Nigerian people. His performance in his first administration, the previous campaign, how well he has been able to discharge those duties.
Right.
So
thank you for highlighting that aspect of the pension.
The matter about civil forfeiture of $460,000 in the United States has been settled. After the 2023 general election, the matter came up that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should have been, disqualified. And the Presidential Election Petition Commission, PEPC, addressed that matter, and they said it didn't apply, because when you are taking a matter from another jurisdiction, for it to apply in your jurisdiction, you register it first. There was no registration. You can't just go and take a matter that has been resolved in another jurisdiction and just throw it. So the best that they can do is to keep talking about it, to influence public opinion. Yes. That is a matter that had already been resolved in the 2023 election. And that was why I referred to.
Okay, but how was it resolved?
No, I've just told you.
No, this not.
No. Was it disqualified? Was President?
I will comment on this after.
Was it disqualified?
It was not resolved.
It was one of the issues.
It was not resolved.
What Mr. Frank Shaibu was stating was
conflict of jurisdiction.
It was not resolved.
About conflict in terms of jurisdiction and the legal processes that you have to follow. Yes. Those who raised the allegation did not even follow that process, and that was the position at that time. What else could have been settled by that presidential election?
Fine, just respond to that.
Then you can use it for public opinion and
just respond to that
discredit people.
Because I want you to comment.
Yes, so it's just it's not a matter that
Dr. Bati says it was resolved. You have your own opinion.
With due respect, Dr. Bati, there was no resolution. Okay. You see, we were all in this country that time. What happened was that when they got the files from America, the time was already short. in the filing and registration and all the court processes. And that's why the Supreme...
That's a matter of jurisdiction.
That's just a matter of jurisdiction, yes. And I'm happy he made mention of jurisdiction because this was the same Dr. Abati about 2 weeks on this table that was defending that if a UK cloth Claire, what's her name?
I talked about registration. You have to register it.
That automatically they should not try for what is clear. Now we are talking about jurisdiction.
But why do you both say that it was not resolved?
It was not resolved
because
see, the matter was not. The court dismissed the matter.
Okay, you are saying it was a dismissal.
It has not gone through the process.
They didn't admit
it. It has not gone through the full process of registration and everything.
All right, fine.
Things can still come back. Audrey, when you talk the other one, I want to now talk the
yes. So you can carry everything. So, Dr. Abati, your stand is that the matter was decided at the Presidential Election Committee.
Yes,
that's your stance. And your stance is the fact that it was not admitted.
So what they are saying, there was not labor.
So the fact that it wasn't admitted, can it be looked into again at the in the next time? So those are the questions that Nigerians.
All the good things in life will come to you for that question.
Okay.
Dr. Abati, answer that question.
All right, good. So can it be looked
into?
Dr. Abati, answer that question. Those are the questions Nigerians will ask.
Doctor, that question.